Good enough. Also, Reem just sent a message. If you guys are talking, can't hear you.
Oh no, did I have them? Oh, okay, I see what happened. I had my. Oh, that's crazy. Damn. No, no, no. Okay. I think I just went through that whole intro and nobody heard it. That's actually tragic. I am not
No,
a professional at this, apparently.
it's
I'm
fine. You can quick on the fly reintro.
Okay, we are gonna actually reintro this because we got a little bit of time before it starts up. Let me go. Want to watch Friends Only? Is their bit gonna show in?
It's not shown on my end yet.
Yeah, we'll watch it in a bit. But in any case, restart the stream and do the whole thing. I basically am. So, welcome to the stream. What are we watching today? We're watching Mahjong, as always on this stream for the most part. But what's special about this Mahjong? This is the Final Fantasy XIV Community Mahjong Ladder Finals. What is the Community Ladder Finals? Well, the community in Final Fantasy XIV decided to come up with a ladder system as a way for players to more consistently play games with each other and to get games in. And it went over the course of 16 weeks, 18 weeks, a crazy amount of weeks, 18 weeks of people playing a bunch of games. Yeah, 18 weeks is also crazy. Jashul is quiet. Okay, then let me do a thing and increase.
Might want to bump me up.
Yeah, I will bump you up. Mic check 1, 2. We're doing it live.
Just flat out live.
Yeah. All right, that should be better. Excellent. That should be good. Cool. All right. So to reiterate, we are not going to be doing this over, even though all the games in the league were played on Final Fantasy, we'll be doing the finals, the final 2 games, full games on Mahjong Soul, because we can actually spectate and show you all, the people, the awesome Mahjong that we're going to be having. Our 4 players that we have are Reem Octarius, Patterson Stevenson, Sabrin Beggins, and Whizzle Wailing Whizzle Fizzle. I'm sure I said all of those correctly.
Absolutely.
But yeah, all right, let's see. Come on, give me in. Come on.
You and I are just casually re-upping, just like, is it up yet?
Yeah, we just gotta spam it. Come on, come on, come on, come on.
And also could be that 5-minute delay still.
You should still be able to queue in to watch. It'll just pop up and say it'll wait X amount of seconds before it actually jumps in. But yeah, you did also participate in the. Oh, and in case I missed the intro, we do have Josh joining us on commentary.
Hello.
Tachul Reen in Final Fantasy. They were actually 5th place. They were missed
out on the bye. I got the bye week in week 18.
Oh,
so I
no.
had to sit and wait for my fate.
Oh no, that's tragic. I didn't get that part. You hate to see it.
Sabrin was behind me at the end of week 17. I drew the bye, and then Sabrin had a very phenomenal week 18. That was enough to pull them up, and Wailu the Rogadin had a losing week, but not bad enough to drop himself out of 4th.
Okay. Oh, and the match hasn't started yet, but we do have the watch button, so we will get set up very shortly. Cool. Getting past some of the technical difficulties. Thank you for bearing with us.
There it is, starting in 5 minutes. I got the countdown.
Excellent. Cool. So we have 5 minutes to kill on this. So, you have played against some of these players before.
I have. I think the only one that I've actually played against was Sabrin when I first joined the league, because I did not play the full season. I joined halfway through. I only played 8 of 18. And I was able to crawl up the rankings very quickly. And luckily stayed in my last 2 weeks were the ones that were not the best, but I have not played against Reem, Pattison, or Wailu before, so this will be interesting for me to see how they actually play, because people with 29,000 rating in this league, in this ladder setup, and I've never seen them drop below it. I'm super curious to see what their styles are.
Oh, absolutely. And you also brought up another point. You joined in halfway through the league. So for anyone out there who's also interested in joining, you don't have to commit to every single week. So
Absolutely not. It's a drop-in, drop-out system. So if you are able to play 1 week, you just mark yourself as available for that week before the matches roll over, and you'll get thrown into the mix. If you can't make it, you just set yourself to inactive, and you are just happily skipped. You don't have to. You're not have to be committed to every single week.
Yep, that's right. That's right. Oh, I kind of wish I did a little bit more prep work and put in the Discord link as like a command. But we should be able to get the Discord set up shortly. I'm going to throw it in the chat. So for those who are interested, they'll be able to jump into the league for next season, which will be starting up very shortly after these finals.
I don't know if we're taking a week off. That would be something for Reem to know. I'm actually going through to see if we are taking some time off, because I know next week is 4th of July for most America, for the American folks, so we might not be running right away, but we are going to be starting up again very, very soon.
Yep, and to answer Kodomus's question, yes, you can access the Gold Saucer in Final Fantasy XIV on the free trial version. You will need to get to about level 15 or so before your character will be able to wander around enough to find it. But that's the only requirement. Just get your character to about that range, and you'll be able to queue up for Mahjong like instantly. I know I've done that a few times, playing on other data servers, like all across the world. Like I have a character for the Japanese server, and I also have a character for the European servers as well.
Yeah, exactly what you said. If you are on a free account, what you're going to need to, if you have never been in Final Fantasy XIV and you want to go to the Gold Saucer, it is level 15. You're 100% correct. It is level 15, which is right around the time when you're able to start traveling to the major big 3 cities. And it is in the city of Old Daw. You're looking for a blue quest called "It Could Happen to You," and then that will take you down. That'll take you down a small quest chain that will unlock the Gold Saucer for you.
Yep, that's right. And if you're interested in like Final Fantasy stuff in general, there's more to do than just Mahjong in the Gold Saucer. You can do Chocobo racing, you can do Triple Triad from the Final Fantasy VIII series, and a bunch of other mini games in there for your character. It's a great time. And also, if you haven't checked out Final Fantasy in general, it's a fantastic MMO to get into. The community is wonderful and amazing, very accepting. I highly recommend. So
It is. You would be surprised on how welcoming this community is, even if you're a new player. I know a lot of people who don't play MMOs get that fear of, hey, I'm new and I'm afraid of making a mistake. That's not what happens in 14. If you explain to people that you are new, doesn't matter what role you're playing, someone will be able to take you by the hand and say, here's what you do. Here's some tips and tricks for you. And we always want to see everyone be at the best that they can be. We don't shut people out because of skill.
That's absolutely correct. It's a wonderful time. All right, we're just about to jump into this. Predictions for me, I want to see some content. I'm here for content. I want to see people conning and going like crazy. I want to see some Dora flipped under it. And with that, we're going to go underway. And I have a little special graphic thing for this time around. Even though we're playing on Mahjong Soul, I am going to be setting up some pictures for everyone. Did it just magically set? Oh, it almost set up perfectly. Let me just move a few of these around. Oh, what? There we go.
You almost got it right on the head, but by not even knowing where everyone's going to be seated.
So I have, yeah, I know. That was just lucky on the spot. It just works out. So because I have it set up this way, normally a lot of times in commentary or like in spectating, we rotate the dealer, or the perspective of round to always show dealer. Because I have this like graphic thing set up for Final Fantasy, we're just gonna keep it as is. It's a nice little experiment. We're just gonna try it. All right, but yeah, we're already underway with our first hand. Let's see. Looking around, Sabri already has pocket double East and green dragons. Oh, that's so scary.
And also has 3/4 bamboo sitting as well.
Oh, this is a precarious situation already. As I just mentioned, Sabri has the green dragons in hand, but Wild Wayland also has it as well. They're going to be locking each other out for that entire like hand. Oh, and it's the same way with Reem. He has the East as well. They're all just gonna lock each other out.
Oh no.
So Sabri is probably completely out of this. But if Waylon Ween and Reem can recognize that those East and dragons aren't coming out, they can use it as their pair and try to complete the hand that way. But I don't know if it's gonna. We'll see if they have the 5-head foresight to do it.
It'll be interesting to see.
Oh my god, we already are getting content. I love you guys. This is amazing.
Okay. One bamboo flipped.
Yeah, it looks like Paddington was the only one to complete. Oh man. Reem is just going for the fences. This is probably going to bite them in the back because they're making all these calls, assuming that they're eventually going to get the East to have a Yaku. But with Sabri having both of them in hand, it's not going to get anywhere.
It's going to be probably going to try and find their. Hopefully, they're going to pray for the 6 character wait draw and then throw, and they're sitting on 6 character East wait for a potentially very deadly hand.
Oh my god, they rip it.
As I speak it into existence.
Let's go. Commentator's blessing. You love to see it. Unfortunately for Reem, I don't think they're going to be able to complete this hand. But at least they're in Tempai when it goes to time. At least I got that going for them.
20 tiles to go. No one has. And Wailu has one of the 6s, but it has it in his straight, in his 5, 6, 7. So there's no chance of that going to go. So we have 1 tile left for it.
Unfortunately, even if Reem draws the 6, they won't be able to win the hand. They don't have a yacht. Oh no, they have all triples. That's right. I'm bugging out. Triples. I forgot about that one. So they only have 1 shot at it.
Unless Sabri mistakenly throws East or Green. Well, Sabri's also in Tenpai, waiting for East or Green.
Yeah, unfortunately, we see they're emoting like a storm. Unfortunately, we see that Sabri has almost no chance of winning this hand. Oh, there's the 6. Ooh, will Wayland try to push their hand or hold on to the very dangerous Dora? They're thinking about it. Oh, they're going to hold on to it. Smart.
Holding.
I wish I had like player cams so I could see the reaction to everyone's weight.
Yeah, that would be amazing to see.
Ooh, Paddington also got into Tenpai. They're waiting on, oh wow, their weight's actually really good. They have a 1, 2, and 4 of Dot's weight.
Tenpai.
Oh, and it was also the 3 as well. That was crazy.
Oh my goodness, 4 tile weight. I didn't even see it come through. I didn't even see the 3 there.
Yeah, already off to a crazy start on these finals. You'll love to see it.
Actually trying to turn my head while I'm trying to see what everyone's hands are. When I'm looking at Wilu's or Patterson's hand, I have to completely turn my head sideways.
Yeah, this is your first time doing Mahjong commentary, right?
Sure, yeah, it is.
It
I've done commentary for MOBAs and fighting games in the past, but it's a little bit more higher paced action, and you don't have really much time to sit and think about thought processes. It's just go, go, go.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Looking at the hands at a bunch of different sides definitely takes some getting used to. But you can pick up some easy stuff like Sabri over there with the pocket pair of red dragons and white dragons.
Yes.
Okay.
Reem calling his seat wind.
Yeah, I'm going to try to go for a quick hand here. I'll be interested to see if they try to force Honitsu here. Honitsu being a half flush. No, they're not.
No, they're not.
Interesting choice. Ooh, Sabri calling the 1-2-3 of bamboo. I think they're going to assume that the red dragon or white dragon is going to come out. And then that way they can complete their hand, get a Yaku for it that way.
Yeah, another potential, just trying to get a fast hand keep dealer. And just get that dealer repeat number up higher and higher.
That's right. Ooh, Paddington has a actually very scary hand. They have a bunch of Dora in hand.
Yeah, they have the Aka 5 and 2 Dora 7s.
Oh, and we have our first Ricci slam of the tournament, or of the finals. And it's a goated weight. 1, 4, and 7 of characters. Very wide 3 tile weight.
Oh, 1, 4, 7, yeah. And we see Pattison has a 2, 4. Unless he draws a 3, it might be a chance. Okay, he did cheat off the table.
Here we go. People are off to the races. All right, and we have 3 players in Tenpai, actually. Wait, is everyone in Tenpai? Oh, it doesn't matter.
Oh,
They're going to get the sumo. Oh, and they did hit under Dora.
They hit under.
There you go. 5 Han, easy Mongun right there.
Kind of makes up for having to pay out 3,000 for not being in Tenpai at the last hand.
Absolutely. And the dealer's going to shift over to them too. So maybe they can keep this win streak going and get a lot of points. Okay, Paddington's hand is actually set up to be so good. Oh my god, Paddington's hand is actually insane. They got a pair of the West already. They got the white dragon that they just called, and they are 1 tile away from having a half outside hand as well. So this is some shmoney.
And it's so early on, too. This hand is almost completely disguised.
I wonder what they're going to do with the north right there. It is the Dora, but the west wind is the Dora indicator. So that means there's only 1 west wind out there. They have to be very lucky to be able to use that as a triple and potentially use the north as just a single, what we call a tonky weight, where you have everything else except for your pair, and you're just waiting on a single tile to become the pair. They might tonky the North Dora. We'll see how it plays out, though. Looking across the way. Everyone else's hands is like kind of starting to form together. Ooh. Okay, picking up the 8 of dots from Sabri. Definitely really good. Reem is deep in the tank on whether they want to call that. Decides not to.
I would have been at the exact same spot.
Oh, Pattison, you're insane. You're actually nuts. Just
Oh, no. Waiting for Dora North or the final West. Oh
no, don't let him know. No, the emote? Don't let him know. Don't let him know what you're about. Oh, well, if I'm looking at Patterson discards, I'm very scared of a dots flush of some sort. Oh, but Wyverlin just gonna slam the button right there.
And Reem plays it.
Damn. Big hit too. Riichi, Ipatsu, Pinfu, and a pure double sequence to go with it as dealer as well. So that's gonna be
6.
Yeah, that's gonna be a chonky hit.
And then Weil just drops the sorry emote on top of it.
Oof, that one's gonna hit hard as well. Oh, and Wyland's already setting themselves up for another really big hand. Oh, you just draw red 5? You're nuts.
Sometimes, they say Mahjong is a game of skill, but when you draw red 5s all the time, sometimes it's more luck than anything.
Nah, all I'm seeing right here is skill diff. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, that hand's gonna be really scary. Ooh. Oh, interesting. Paddington drops the 6 of bamboo when they had the 7. Oh, I wonder what they're gonna try to go for here.
Why going for calling the reds off the table immediately?
I am
dropping to 6-7.
I was about to say I was curious if Wyland would try to hold on and agree to that Dora. But once they pick up a better tile for their sequences, ooh, and another one as well, they decide to get rid of it. And they drop red 5. They're going to try to force a flush here, or a half flush at least, the Honitsu.
Yeah.
Bruh. Bruh.
There we go. Just never didn't have it.
Never didn't have it. Absolutely. I'm gonna be mad if he just ripped the next tile right there. I would have been upset.
Just rips another. Oh my goodness! I'd be out of my chair.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he's not in Tenpai quite yet, but he's oh so close. All right, taking a moment to decide which one of these tiles they're going to get rid of.
Now, here's the thing. If he draws a 4, 5, or 7, do you go for just pure triplets and drop the 8 instead?
That's definitely very reasonable. Because that's just, throwing in the value right there. That's just so much.
Mm-hmm. Because you'd almost be looking at Mongon just right there.
Oh, man. Paddington was one turn away from being able to call the East. Reem discarded the East, and Paddington immediately drew the next one for it.
That is unfortunate.
Up, and we have a Riichi Slam. Reem waiting on the 3 dots, and only the 3 dots.
It's interesting that they decided to go for an inside wait.
I believe it's just you're in Tenpai. You have to Riichi this because you don't have a Yaku otherwise.
You're right. Yeah, so there's not much of an option if you want to have a valid hand. And we can see that Sabri actually has 2 of the 3 dots that Reem is waiting for.
Interesting. Wyland had the opportunity to calm there. Instead decides to go for Chi. Now they're waiting on the 4 and 5 of bamboos to win this hand. Will they just rip it? Oh my god, they're actually big bully.
Oh, the bulliest of bully. Yeah, another 12. They didn't have the foo for it.
Just back to back to back wins. This is nuts. Okay. Their hand looks a little slower this time around, so it might be cool not... Oh man, they just did my favorite emote. Just sipping the tea like it ain't no thing.
The tea sip?
Yeah. Like I do, like T-Sip, like I just do this on the regular. This is just me, baby.
I got blessed with Mahjong Soul. I actually got I got a character draw on, what was it, a couple years ago when they offered a free few summons, and I got it on my second pull.
Let's go.
And I've been looking at some of the new characters that have come out on both paths, and I'm just like, I still have my first time purchaser's bonus, so
Nice.
I could realistically get 20 pulls, but I'm just like, do I tempt fate? Do I really rip into that? Because I know what's going to happen with me. If I miss, I'm going to feel compelled to go until I get one, and this is going to turn into another whale game for me.
Yeah, that's how they get you. Oh, Paddington was able to get the East Yaku set up really early, and they have a hand full of Dora. I wonder if they're gonna drop one of the 6s though, because that 6 is kind of being an extra tile on that 5, 6, 7 sequence that they have. I'm curious to see what they'll do. But while we're going for that, Waylon actually going super quick. They called a lot of tiles, but the only legal Yaku that they can have is the White Dragons. So they're very dependent on it. Hasn't been played yet, so still a chance for it to be out there. Ooh, interesting drop on the 3.
Yeah, and also cheating off the table for, what did they draw? Or what did they call?
Oh, they're going to the races. Making a lot of calls, but they're still not in Tenpai yet. They don't have their pair set up. Oh, there it is. Pfft. Damn. Okay. Sometimes you just gotta like that. Paddington now in Tenpai on their own, waiting on the 4 and 7 of dots. And it looks like Reem is trying to... They're very close. They're trying to set themselves up for a Ricci call, it seems.
That's... My soul is giving me a pain in the butt. Okay, there we go. Now we're back live.
Okay, you're back. Cool.
Yeah, my soul is being a little bit of a temperamental problem. Oh.
Ooh. There's no way he doesn't. Yeah, that deals in every time.
There was nothing he could have done. It's one of those moments, as I say to my students, just one of those things. I'm just like, throw it and pray.
Yep. Sometimes you just gotta throw it and pray. And Paddington ending Waylon's reign of terror. I know I've said their name like 4 different ways.
Yeah, I'm just anytime someone does a lower appropriate Rogadin name, I always refer to the name as a keyboard smash, because that's all it looks like to me sometimes.
That's one thing I do love about Final Fantasy, is that there is so much like lore and like stuff behind each of the races and characters, and people go ham with them. They roll with it.
Rogadin are probably the best names if you go by lore appropriate. They have the names that make no sense at all because they looks like a mishmash of characters. Then you have the other brand of Rogadin that their names are
like
they are
combination of common household objects.
Yeah, we actually it's a running gag with my group of friends that we would say something random, and then we would think about it, and then someone would pipe up, what someone just said is a lore appropriate Rogadin name. It's so much fun to figure that stuff out.
Absolutely, absolutely. The players are going to have to figure out how they're going to get their winning hand assembled. Still in the East games, and I don't know if Reem set this up to have busting or not.
I did not see.
I guess we'll find out if we get there, but Reem may be in some very serious danger. They are close to busting. So they gotta try to get some points to get out from under that, or just make sure that they don't deal in.
I would assume we would have busting enabled because that's how 14 runs in. We would try to replicate 14's rules as much as we can. So yeah, if Reem gets hit by a Mongon, we might just have an early east, not even making south.
Oh yeah, and that looks like a potential Mongon hand as well. Paddington waiting on just the 4 of characters, but they do have a Tanyao with their hand as well, and a pure double sequence. So that could be pretty nasty if Reem deals into it. Looking at Reem's hand, though, if they were to draw the 4 of characters, they would probably be able to incorporate it into their hand. So they seem safe there.
Yeah, I'd be inclined to agree on that. If I was in Reem's...
Oh, we have a Ricci chase. No. And they are also...
I always lose these.
Paddington, like a champion, pulling the last 4 of characters available to them. And now they get the pure double sequence. No Underdora, unfortunately, but it's still enough for basically a Mongon. And Reem just teetering on the edge of oblivion, can't get anything going.
You were saying before that you wanted content. If when we go to East, if we go to the second set and Reem's going to be in a deficit, I want to see him chase Yakuman.
Oh yeah. I love, as much as it may be unfortunate to be in those positions where you're negative, I kind of like being in that spot because there's a level of clarity to it where it's like, okay, Yakuman or bust, there is nothing else.
Yep. You just know exactly what you need to be doing and you just go for it. You don't have to sit there and go, I know I've lost a lot of time just figuring out how many points do I need, who do I have to steal from, and trying to do that math of where can I eke out a second place if I'm kind of middling.
Absolutely. I am very curious to see if the White Dragon comes out from Paddington, will Reem try to pick it up? They could call White Dragon to secure Yaku there, but their hand won't have much value otherwise from what I've seen. Maybe they could get Toy Toy if they get lucky with it, but I'll be curious to see what their decision is. It could be a four concealed Yakuman comeback. It's definitely possible.
Yeah.
And Paddington holding on to these dragons for a really long time. That's interesting.
Well, the red just dropped, so should be good.
Yeah, doesn't want to be the one to face check.
Oh
no, Sabri, you waited one turn too long.
There's the emote to show like, I could have had it.
We've all been there. We have definitely all been there. Oh, despite that, their hand is actually forming out really well. Yeah, decides to cut the 2 and 3 of dots block. Hopefully trying to greed this 1, 2, 3 of characters mixed triple sequence. Ooh. And it looks like Reem's not gonna get the opportunity to call anything because he's just gonna get in Tenpai and slam the Ricci button, waiting on the 7 of bamboo and the White Dragon.
Addison will more than likely hold on to his White Dragon because it hasn't been out yet, so he might just try and fold out.
Yeah, that's
what, 36? If that's enough, that's more than enough time to fold out.
Oh yeah, it's just a matter of, are you gonna have? Yeah, it looks like they're gonna be. They might be what's calling Mawashi, where you kind of half fold, but like still try to progress. But it's not gonna matter because Reem's just gonna sumo the 7 of bamboo. Ooh, 3 concealed triplets, gets in the Mongon, misses the Underdora, just barely.
Unfortunate. But it does give him some breathing room. He's still not out of dealer Mongon range though.
Yeah, but now the game is a lot closer between Reem and Sabri, both in the lower parts of the point total. Going to be trying to fight to not be in last place. Unfortunate for Patterson, they have a pocket of East, but now that we've moved on to the South round, they can't use it as a Yaku.
Yeah. Always got to remember, if you're playing full matches, after you go to South, your East, it's not an East round wind anymore, it's South round wind.
Oh yeah, that's definitely something when I'm playing Final Fantasy, I sometimes forget to check what game we're in, and I'll play as if it's an East, and then all of a sudden it goes to the South round. I'm like, oh crap, we're in a full game.
Yep, I've done it too.
Oh, interesting. Paddington still calls the East though. So they've opened their hand without a Yaku. It'll be interesting to see how they get out of this to form the hand. They might be able to go for like a flush or all triples, as we've seen done previously. But from their hand right here, it's a long road.
This will take a lot of work. Just taking a look here and seeing what. Oh, Reem jump. Okay. Oh, because there's already one gone.
Oh no. I think Reem actually misclicked the green dragon. They accidentally
wanted to keep the pair of Souths.
Oh yeah, you absolutely do, because it's you have the pair in there. There's only one cut, and it's an opportunity for you to get another Yaku. But at the very least, you don't want to discard it at that point. I'm sure. Well, all right, it maybe worked out. They just picked up a whole new Yaku instead with the red dragons.
And one has been cut, so it's the same situation as it was with the South.
Yeah, it's like they never misclicked it at all.
Never punished.
Oh man, so Paddington was able to call 3 Doras. And it looks like, yeah, they're just going to have to go for all triplets if they're going to try to complete this hand. Oh, they guessed wrong with the 8 as well. Yeah, they discard the 8 and immediately drew the next one. That can be tilting. That is something that people don't give enough credit for on Mahjong, is the mental damage that you take throughout the entire game.
Yeah.
I'm being serious. You have to be mindful of it.
Yeah. How many times do you sit back and kick yourself and just go, oh, if only I didn't throw that 8?
Oh yeah, that stuff adds up. Like, there are definitely times when I'm playing that I will go for simpler options just for the sake of preserving my mental stack. Because, yeah, you don't want to get too tilted. You don't want to get too exhausted. You don't want to get too dizzy.
I'm just looking at any potential outs for Patterson to maybe sneak out another. Well, no, because it's not seat or round win, so he's only sitting at a potential Mongon right now because of the Dora and the red 5. I was still thinking East was round win, so I'm saying could he eke out another one to go into Hanuman?
Nah, it's the way that they're playing this. It's all triplets. Toy is their only out. Ooh. Sabri. Oh wow, Reem just like picks up the red dragon right there. Now, they don't have to Reachy this. Oh, it looks like they're not gonna. So they're deciding to not Reachy to try to stay a little more hidden. Not let people know that they're in Tenpai. It's a fairly smart. Yeah, it's potentially smart because the 4 of bamboo is commonly known as a potentially dangerous tile for a lot of hands. So if they do slam the Reachy button, fours are most likely to not come out of people's hand.
Seeing a lot of red tiles coming down to the end of the hand.
Are there any fours available? There's 1 4 out there for Reem to pick up. They could last tile draw it. It is possible.
Yeah, that is their last.
And as we get into this final hand, ooh. They didn't get it, unfortunately. All right, and with the dealer not in Tenpai, it is going to move on to Wheeluwan. Ooh, Sabri with the pocket north, and they immediately call it. Let's go.
Immediate, no fear.
Absolutely. It's like, oh, that's mine. I will take it. It is my seat.
I just realized someone in the chat was just telling Reem to channel the inner Sirocco. So
oh yeah,
at least someone knows about the legend.
Oh yeah, Sirocco, I call it the final boss of Final Fantasy Mahjong. Dan player, also known to Dama quite a lot, as a good player should. Dama, for those who don't know, is a term where you are in Tenpai, you have 1 tile away from winning, but you do not hit the Riichi button. It is a technique that you can do. You won't get as many points, but people won't be alert that you're in Tenpai, and you can win hands off of unsuspecting discards.
Always a good feeling to get a Dama call.
All right, and Sabri just calling everything, going for the races. And Wheelwain also calling like crazy, and they're in Tenpai, waiting on the 1 and 4 of dots.
Which Pattison is holding.
Oh, that's right.
But chances are the ones are not going to go because he has he has the pure double.
They do have the pure.
Chances are the 4's not going to go.
Yeah, it looks like everyone who has the tiles that are dangerous are locked into their hand for the most part. So Wheelin's going to have to potentially draw it themselves. Now, if Sabri draws the 1 or 4, well, okay, so... Oh, wait, no, both 1s and 4s are accounted for. So it looks like Wheelwin is going to be locked out of this unless they draw a different tile and change up their weight. But now that I'm looking at their discards, they've already discarded the 2 of dots and the 6 of dots. So it'll be much harder for them to change their weights without being in Fuditen.
Yeah. So now maybe there's nothing here that would compel Reem or Pattison to change their hand.
Pattison could potentially drop the 4. Oh wow, they wrong 4, but they dropped Dora instead, and Reem's gonna gobble that up. Reem now with a really big hand. Oh yeah, there it is. They dropped the 4. Crazy. Not that big of a hand to deal into, but if you're trying to get first place, you don't want to have that lead increase at all.
Mm-hmm. And the fact that the Wily also pulled it off called Rowan off Pattison just makes that lead just a little bit further.
Oh yeah. Oh, Pattison might Honitsu here. Oh, but Sabri also has okay, so they have the green dragons. The east is not their seat or the game, so they can't get extra value out of that. But it might just be a quick hand. Yeah. Sabri has a bunch of open weights. Okay, they call the green dragons. It looks like they're going to use the east as their pair and try to finish out their characters or dots sequences and go for that.
Now here's my question to you. Considering that Sabri already has a 4-5-6 of bamboo, has a 4-5 dot, do you drop if he does draw the 5 characters, do you drop the 7 and go for triple 4-5-6? Maybe not.
I would have. If you can try to get the mixed triple sequence, having the same sequence across all 3 suits, yeah, you definitely go for it. It's just points right there. But there is a level of how much do you force it if it's not quite working out.
That's what I was wondering. Do you make that adjustment if he does draw the 5 to go for the mixed triple?
It's an interesting thought right now because Sabri is currently in 4th place, but not by a lot. Like just completing this hand right here, even though it's 1 Han, with the sticks that are in the middle for the dealer repeats, they're still gonna get a placement change with this win right here. So it looks like they're just gonna take their cheap hand and just barely put themselves into 3rd place. So technically not last, but it's not a comfortable lead by any means.
I'm looking at Wailu's hand and I'm just going, this could be problematic.
We'll see what their first discard is if they try to go for it. It's a great spot to go for the legendary 13 Orphans Yakumen, where you have one of each terminal and honor tile, and one of them being a pair as well. Let's see what they go for with their first discard. They're going for it. Let's go.
Okay. Need to have like an alarm or something going off for Yakuman alert. Oh, there's the red though.
Yeah, there's one of them. Yeah, they're full sending it. It's a great spot to do it in because you are in 1st place, and if the table gets really scary, you have what are probably very safe tiles to get rid of. So if there was ever a time to do it, now's the time. Yeah, unfortunately, they don't have any of the dots for it. And oh, wait, this is actually completely dead for the most part because Sabri and Patterson both have the all the 1 of dots.
Oh, you're right.
So unless there's a very well-timed 1 dots discard when Wheelwen is in Tempai for it, that's the only way I can see them getting it. But as I said before, yeah, if you get it, you get it. If you don't, at least it's probably safe. And you're in 1st place. You're not pushing to do anything here. Oh, we got a Ricci Slam from Pattinson. Waiting on the 6 and 9 of characters.
Looks like Wailu is going to make the change.
Yeah, as soon as someone hits the Ricci button, you're just folding at this point. Just don't get hit.
My favorite game in all of Mahjong. Don't get caught.
It's a very, very good sub game to be playing in Mahjong. It's like in fighting games. Don't get hit.
Learn the art of the footsies.
Oh, we got a counter slam as well.
Chase time.
We got to chase Sabri with a... Again, this is the most pure double sequences I've seen in like a table in quite some time. And they sumo the Dora? You're nuts. It's a Patsu too.
No
Fully
under, but it's still Hanuman.
Yep, Sumo Hanuman, big hit. Is that gets him 2nd, just barely. And with that, we are in all last, South 4, but it is not the end. Now we have interesting plays. Sabri and Pattison have to potentially push in order to secure a 2nd place. Reem needs to go off the freaking rails if they're going to have any shot of getting out from 4th. And Why the Win is just being chillin'. They can just play it chill, play it safe, and just hope that someone else doesn't go super ham. Oh. I think Reem is thinking about it. Nah. Yeah, that's reasonable. It's a little too far away.
Oh, for all honors terminals?
Yeah, for the 13 orphans. I think they thought about it for a second.
Was it 13 orphans that they were looking at?
Maybe. It could also be a Honitsu, wait.
I was thinking maybe holding on to it for all terminals. Or wait, there's no Yakuman for terminals and honors combined, is there?
All terminals and honors?
Yeah.
No. It's not a Yakuman.
It's all honors is one that is a Yakuman.
Yes.
Yeah, all honors and all terminals, one of each. One, both of them are, but not combined. That's what I was trying to go with.
Ooh, Reem is in Tenpai, but oh no, he's not in Tenpai. Oof, Reem's in a really rough spot. They need to get the south, and they've already opened their hand, so they're not going to be able to get a whole lot of value out of this. Otherwise, it probably won't be enough for them to change placements. Unless they can pivot to a Toy using the 3 Dora. Oh, the 3 Dora came out from Sabri. Not at the right time for Reem. Sabri saying, hey, it's okay. The Dora passed.
Always a good sign of relief.
Okay, Why Win gonna pawn the 4 of dots, try to get out of this hand as quickly as they can. And yeah, it looks like Reem is gonna be doing exactly that. They have to shift over to a all triples hand to try to assemble more value, but they dropped the 7 and immediately drew the next one. Oh.
Looks like a disconnect.
Yeah, it looks like we have a disconnect from Pattinson. Fortunately, I saw the round timers. They're given quite a bit of time to make their choice. I don't know if we have pauses in friendlies.
I'm not 100% certain.
Oh no. Let's see.
Addison is still online in 14, so.
Okay, it looks like they're back.
Oh, okay, good. Crisis averted.
Do it. Do it. Do it. Let's
For the
go. For the content. Oh no, that feels even worse. Oh, but Pattinson repaying. We got more content opportunities. Oh, and
no,
they hit big.
Mm-hmm. Oh no. I mean, or yes, depending on how you look at it.
Oh man. So Pattinson just waiting on the 6 of bamboo while Reem's waiting on the 4. Oh no, but Waylon knocks this out. Just gets a nice little all simples Dora hand to finish out the game, finish their first place, and to keep standings the same. And there you have it. Oh. All right, let's see if we can get this right, because he's actually blasting me on the Discord forlet. Why Louis Wayan? I'm never going to get that right.
Why Louis Wayan? Okay.
All right, well, Why Louis Wayan taking us with a first place with 43,600 points. Sabri with a second with 25,400. Pattinson, oh so close to the second place, with only 300 point difference between them. And Reem, unfortunately, big negative with a 6,300 points. All right, and then there you have it. That's game 1. We are going to be playing one more game to determine the final winner. Oh, someone took down the scores, right?
I have them.
I forgot to hit the screenshot for it. I mean, we can clip it.
I wrote down the numbers, but I didn't actually screenshot it.
Okay, well, if you wrote down the numbers, that's totally good as well. I just want to make sure that someone is actually keeping track.
They have it in the results submission page. So
okay, there we go. All right, they're good. They're good. Damn, man. Y'all are way more prepared for this than I am. I thought I was, but then I had my mic muted for the beginning bit. I'm not keeping track of scores. Thank God for y'all keeping me like up to date and honest. All right, looks like the next game is starting.
Yeah, they just said starting. So let's see. Has not started yet. It's probably still loading.
Yeah, we are probably still loading it. Oh, but what a crazy first game, actually.
Yeah. I'm honestly surprised that it wasn't even that Reem was not playing poorly. It was just unfortunate.
That's Mahjong, though. Yeah. There's a Picard quote that I always go to where it's you can make no incorrect moves and still lose. That's just like that's not failure. That's just life. Yeah. I'm just like so true, man. That's just Mahjong in a nutshell. Okay, cool. So the next game is starting up. I will be right back in like a few minutes. I just want to grab some water.
Yeah, absolutely. Take that 5-minute break for ourselves as well.
All right, and I'm back at least. Did Josh also take a break? I missed it.
I'm just taking a small one. While you were gone, I quickly grab myself some water as well.
Yeah, good plan. Oh, let me actually hit the panel with the ad real fast before we jump into the game. Kenbish M, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Oh yeah, if you guys, if this is your first time here, hello, I'm Curly, and they're getting hit with the ad. Why am I showing them there? I'm so good at this.
If you just said that you're hitting them with the ad, I was like, what ad? It's like I realized. Oh yeah, Twitch Turbo.
I need to finally like. I keep saying I just need to just like get Twitch Turbo, but I don't know where to get it. I'm always like that. It's not like immediately on the front page for me to find, and I just don't feel like digging for it. I don't know where on the website I do it.
Should be on the top. Well, at least on my Twitch, the top right hand side should look like a little battery.
I'm sure.
Curious now. Let me see if I can find it for you.
Was that what that is? Oh. Is that what that battery?
One step ahead of me.
Oh, sorry. Oh, it's actually just right there. It's been there the whole time, hasn't it? Okay. All right, but now that you guys are done with the ad, thank you so much everyone who's tuned in so far. If you like me, if you like the content, you like the Mahjong that I'm breeding, you can hit the follow button. It lets you know when I go live and help support the stream. If you want to check out more of my content, you can hit !YouTube. That'll take you to a link to my YouTube content that it's basically just reposts of my streams. And I post there fairly often, at least one video a week I try to. Oh yeah. The last game was just so crazy, and it's one of the things I love about Mahjong. I've been playing Mahjong in earnest for about 2 years now, and it never stops to surprise me, the crazy, like, degenerate things that can happen in it.
Yeah. How many times can you go full gremlin in a single game and always get away with it at all times?
That was actually a question someone posed on Twitter a little while ago. It was like, what? There's a surprising amount of overlap between the fighting game community and Mahjong. And we're like, why is that? And there are a lot of like very good answers, but the answer that I settled on is because both of them let you get away with doing the degenerate option and winning.
True. Very true. I love the fact that between both fighting games and Mahjong, I didn't even make that correlation between the two now until just now. Just the mental gymnastics that you have to go through. Right? Not everything just seems so cut and dry that you have to actually plan and think things out on the fly. Especially in Final Fantasy XIV Mahjong, where you don't have a time bank, where you're only given 15 seconds for a decision. You feel that time crunch.
Oh, yeah. Let's see if we get lucky with placements again. And we just need one. Okay, we almost got it. Gotta move these two. Let me get this over here and then get this back over here, and we're all set up. There we go. All right, good luck, have fun to all the players in the final game of the ladder series. Oh, and Patty's is starting out the gate with White Dragon pair Dora. This is going to be interesting because none of the other players have the White Dragon hand currently. Okay, now they have it. I'll be curious to see what they do. Will they hold on to it the entire time, try to use it for their hand, or will they give it up and then Pattinson gobble it up and what they go for from there? I'm very curious to see. Ream taking their time with this one. Ooh, Ream is Ishanten, which means one tile away from being in Tenpai. Ooh, looks like... There you go. Oh, Sabri and Paddington are actually locking each other out as well with the South. Sabri feeling the effects of this more than Pattinson.
There's the white drop.
Oh man, everyone's scared. Ah! And immediately the other White Dragon coming out. No con White Dragon opportunities this time around. Okay, Paddington is one tile away from being in Tenpai. That's assuming that they use the South as their pair, which, depending on what they draw, they might do, or they might... So it's not Pattinson's seat wind, so they don't need... They're less inclined to do the triple. So now they just picked up the 9 of characters pair. We'll see what they do with it. Interesting. Okay, they decide to cut the 1-2 of bamboo to try to potentially wait on the South and the 9s, maybe get a little extra door out of it. But while that's happening, Ream with a Ricci opportunity.
And they are going for it.
Yep, there you go. They're only the 4 of bamboo is the tile that they can get. One has already been discarded, and another one in Wii U, I'm just going to call him Wii U. There's no way I can... If I don't say it all, I can't mess it up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wii U, having the 4 of bamboo in that 2-3-4 sequence means that it's very unlikely for it to come out of their hand. So Ream only has 2 shots to be able to complete their hand, and there it goes.
Beautiful. Unlucky with the under, though.
Yeah, just barely missing it. just one tile higher, and they would have had 2 unders right there with the 5 dots. But it did not work out. But Reem still got a dealer win off on to start off this final game, and they're gonna need it. They're gonna not only need to win, they're gonna need to win big if they're gonna try to make up that 4th place deficit.
Once we start getting into the south, I'll have to look at overall hands and start seeing what everyone's going to be sitting at to see. I wonder if anyone at the table is going to be doing that level of big braining.
That is definitely something. Yeah, you're absolutely correct. That is something you have to consider in these game formats where it's more than just one game. You have to consider your overall score and how that determines how well you need to do to complete out the hand or complete out the table. Because it may not be enough to just get first place. You may need to get first place by X amount of points for you to actually win the entire tournament.
Fabry and Patterson with having roughly the 25,000 point games last game gives them opportunity to. Excuse me.
Okay, so Reem is in Tenpai, but decides to not slam the Riichi button. If they were to do it now, they would have to be waiting on just a single 3 of characters. So they may be waiting to try to turn what's called a Kanchad weight into a Ryeonman weight. It's basically a closed weight versus an open weight.
And the 1 wouldn't have changed anything. It'd still be a one-sided weight.
Yeah, and they also don't want the 1 because currently their hand is in Tenpai.
No.
Or is in Tanyao.
Tanyao, yeah.
Yeah.
Was it a Tanyao or Pinfu? I never remember which
if
one's
they
which.
were able to, Tanyao is the 2 through 8, and the Pinfu is the awkward one where it's has to be sequences. Okay, it's the whole thing. Pinfu's
the laundry list.
Yeah, it's only sequences, no value, like honors as your pair, and it has to be like open sequences as well. All right, but Reem getting exactly what they need to try to come back from this 4th place deficit that they had from the previous game, starting with a nice little dealer run. Let's see how far they can take it.
It's even more important to note that our first place competitor, I'm not gonna get in trouble for not saying his name correctly again. But we just as they said in the Discord, change the when it comes to Rogan names, change the W's to V's. This is what I thought I heard one of them say.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna get it wrong regardless.
Yeah, we're getting lately memed on in the Discord, calling him now Wii U. It's great though. Yeah, lore-wise, take W's and turn them into V's is what he was saying.
Do you live in? Oh, that's way easier to say. Oh, if by that logic it's View, I'll just call him View.
Yeah. Vayu Levane.
Or is it adding to the list of ways that we said the name incorrectly?
I'm already starting to do the trying to do the mental math here because Reem's starting to go on a little bit of a tear. And V. Levane is starting to fall down in points, so that deficit is becoming more and more prominent.
Oh man, so Reem slamming the button, and they have what we call a Suji trap. So Suji, for those who don't know, is the concept of, it's a long explanation, but it plays into the Furitin rules, where say someone has a 6-7 as like their final or their final sequence that they're waiting on. They're waiting on the 5 and 8 to complete it. If someone has discarded the 5, there's a chance that the 8 is not available for them to call because they would not be able to get it by Furitin. I didn't explain it perfectly there, but that's the base of it. So what Reem is doing is, because they discarded the 4, the 7 logically would be a tile that they cannot use to win if their hand was a 5 and 6 as the final like sequence.
But we both know, and everyone else watching at home know, that it's a 6-8 weight, and Vayu is holding a pair of those 7s. Only one of them could be useful to him, so might be a last second drop on that 7.
Yeah, especially if Yu's gonna be calling tiles, they might try to be completing this hand. Oh, but it's awkward because they called a 4-5-6 sequence, but their hand has a 1-2-3 and a 7-8-9 sequence. Oh, it's they have a straight setup. Never mind.
They have a pure straight and dot.
That's right. So they have their Yaku on deck. They just need to get the rest of the hand. And as you mentioned, the rest of the hand potentially involves dropping the 7 of characters to get into completion.
I would hate to see a 5. I would hate to see a 5 or a 7 character draw, or a 5 or an 8, sorry, draw, because then he'll probably be more compelled to drop that 7.
Oh yeah. Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Damn, and just like that, both players have all the 7s. Reem's weight is dead unless any of the other players decide to discard it into them. But as mentioned in the chat, Paddington having a lot of discipline, not getting rid of the 7s. And look at that. They're probably feeling so good for not discarding those 7s. They're like, I was right.
Always a good feeling when you're just like, I don't feel comfortable with this tile.
Yeah, we talked about mental damage previously. There's also mental healing. When you see that you made a read and it was correct, it like heals all the wounds that you previously had.
Yep. You can make 15 bad plays, but it just takes one right play to make you forget about the other ones.
Yeah. Still,
we're of 5s for Reem with the red.
Yeah, they got the red 5 on lock right there too.
Got the 7-8 open end. He's got his 3-4-5 completed. 6-8 middle. There's 7-8-9. Okay. Reem's hand's actually starting to build out pretty quickly.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Not too bad. And everyone's hand looks kind of slow. A lot of players all of them had a bunch of honor tiles in their hand that they couldn't quite use. So this first row of discards, these first 6, is most likely just going to be getting rid of all the cruft. And we'll see how the hands form after that. Although, it looks like we're going to be in here for the long haul. We are on a 3-time dealer repeat from Reem, and we're still only in East Ones. So if you guys wanted some Mahjong, we have a lot of it to bring to you today.
Ooh, it looks like we could be here for a little while.
I'm so glad we went up and got water in between games.
Yes, absolutely.
That was actually clutch.
Addison's got his 3 now. Fills out his 2, 3, 4. It's more than... Well, it's got 1, 2, 3. He also can wait for the 5.
Yeah, I think both Pattinson and Wii want to try to use the Dora that's in their hand, but it doesn't quite work yet. We'll see if they try to greed it a little longer or just try to completely give her up. Ooh, so Pattinson dropping... Yeah, they dropped the 6 of characters.
So they'll be the first one to give it up then. They wanted to keep the pair of 8s instead.
Oh, and just like that, Sabri gonna slam the Rishi button. They're waiting on the 5 and 8 of characters. They got themselves a nice little Pimfu setup right here.
All the 8s are in hand, and 2 5s in Reem's hand are being held.
Yeah, and the looks of it, these 5 and 8s in each of the respective players' hands are going to be used in their winning hand. So unless something crazy shifts around, Sabri is going to be relying on Sumo to try to complete this hand. Oh, and now that Sabri drew and discarded the Dora, it cleared the way for everyone else to safely discard it. But that does mean that, ooh, Reem is putting themselves in a really bad spot because they called that 3-4-5 sequence. It's a lot of value, but if they're going to complete the hand, they may have to drop the 5 or 8.
They're now in a position where, yeah.
Reem's saving grace here is if he draws the 7 of dots, then he can drop the 6 of dots and wait on the 5 and 8 as the pair. Ooh, there it is. Oh, and they see it. Oh, that's the save that they needed. Now they're in Tempai and they're not going to deal in.
And Sabri grabs it off the top.
Yeah, they moved the wall. Yep, the wall move gave Sabri the exact tile that they needed to complete the hand. But good on Reem for getting in that setup. And also good on Reem for this hand. What? What is this opener? It's nuts.
They just thought, holy no, okay. What are we looking at here? Do we just shift 7 pairs on discard 1?
That's interesting. It depends on, yeah. Will they call it? Okay, they're just gonna take the tiles for it. I think I agree with this because the 7 pairs, you don't have a door in hand. It's only worth so much, and all of your honors that you have are worth a Yaku. So just calling all 3 of those can give you so many points, and you can move your hand towards an all triple. So it's way more upside to just call this stuff out.
Oh, and we're just seeing the call storm going.
Oh my god. Oh, that's so scary.
Because even Reem's hand right now is even looking. Oh my.
He gave it up. No, he dealt in.
Oh no.
Still. Damn, that's a big Mongon hit. That was so quick too.
Absolutely crazy.
Damn.
Looking at current standings.
Get out skilled.
Looking at current standings based off current point structure, Vayu is still in the lead with current holdings, but Reem is right there now. Reem would, if this was the final scoring, Reem would have 45-1 at the moment, or 48-1. I'm sorry, and Vayu would only be at 53. So it's getting supremely close.
Yeah,
Sabri would actually be sitting at 51,000 at the moment. Oh, Reem, do you do it?
My man.
Okay.
We're contenders out here. Doesn't hit the under Dora. And unfortunately, this did put them in a bad position where they needed to call that East. But Pattinson is going to give it right to them. And Reem has all they need to complete this hand. And yeah, Pattinson not feeling good about feeding that East into Reem. I think it's one of those, if they have it, they have it. And you have to get rid of it now or keep it in your hand the entire time.
Hate that. I'm actually opening up I'm actually pulling up 4 sets of calculators at the moment.
Excellent.
So I can keep these scores on point.
Oh man. So Reem now with the option to go Holnitsu half flush. But the issue that they might run into is because they already pawned all the 9s, the 7-8 weight is actually only a weight on the 6s.
Yeah, it's only on one side.
So despite the juiciness of this hand from Reem, it might be hard to complete. And while that's happening, Wii is actually in Tenpai, just waiting on the 3 and 6 of Bamboo to complete their hand. It's not going to be worth a whole lot, just the South Call and the Dora. But a win is a win, and sometimes you just got to take your wins where you can find them. Reem getting slightly punished for going for the full flush, or for the half flush, because they were able to complete the draw the character sequence fully. Oh, that's a red 5. You got to take that.
We're waiting for a 2 or a 6, and then we're gonna have to wait on our pair.
Yeah. Reem has quite a few options because they could set themselves up to have their last tile be the pair, but it's not going to matter because Sabri is just going to take this cheap little North and Dora hand to get out from Reem's terrifying half flush potential. And Wiyun super down bad right now. It's the complete opposite of the last game.
So all things considered, if again just doing that mental gymnastics everyone loves to do, if these were final hands, believe it or not, Sabri would be our winner by 1,700 points.
That's crazy. That's crazy to think about.
If I remember the rules, that it's total points for these last 2 games. Right now, Sabri's lead. As of right now, Sabri's in the lead, 54,000 total.
Is there no Uma or placement adjustment?
I don't think they're doing anything special for Uma.
All right, that's definitely going to be interesting going into this final hand. Or going into this final game, rather. We are still plenty of hands to be had at the game. Ooh, Paddington, interesting choice for them. They might be trying to go for a half flush Honitsu with the characters, but that 2-3 of dots is a really nice shape to have. We'll see what they decide to do with it.
Actually trying to see if I can find the rules that that Reem set out for this.
Ooh, speaking of Reem, he picked up a Dora with 6 dots. And he has a nice little 7 of dots to go with it. So that's a really great weight for them. Oh, all right. Drops the 5 of Bamboo. Yeah, if you're trying to go with that 7-8 sequence, the 5 is very extra. And best to get rid of it now before it becomes way too dangerous later on.
Yeah. I also just looked up Reem's post back a little bit ago, back on June 16th, 2 weeks ago. His plan for Season 1 Championship, as he read, the top 4 will be announced, and this will schedule to play a pair of South games back to back. Scores will be combined, and the player with the highest score will be declared the season champion. So there is no Uma involved either.
There you go, just raw point total. And for just 2 games, I think I like that.
I think a lot of Final Fantasy 14 Mahjong players are a fan of no Uma just because of the fact that, you know, you can get 3rd place with 32,000 points, but you still lose rank because of Uma.
Oh god,
that point does not matter.
Oh god, you're just giving me war flashbacks of like earlier this week.
Trust me, I'm hurting myself just as much as I'm hurting you.
Yep. Yep, absolutely. Oh, the whole ladder has been no Uma? Fair enough. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people seem to like it.
Even our league is no Uma. Reem has his own scoring system of how you your buy-in that you buy in for is dependent on your rank every week. So it is all score based plus minus, but there is no Uma involved as well. Are we gonna go for the Ricci chase?
We got a Ricci chase. Let's go. You're gonna challenge the dealer Ricci. They're trying to get as many points as they can. Yeah, they have to Ricci this. They could have risked it, or Reem could have by not reaching and waiting on just the 6. But it's not gonna matter. Weeloon's gonna pick up the tile that they need from Paddington, and
that's gonna make a big swipe. That's gonna bring him up ahead by they're gonna probably buy up by at least a Mungon now.
Oh yeah, it does put Wii U in a very interesting position because there's no Uma placement. They just need to make sure that their point total is like decent enough, and just hope that the other players just don't get huge wins. And out of all the players that have like the big point total, you're happiest from William's position that it's in Reem's hands.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but Reem is one tile away from a really good hand. Okay, decides to cut the 2 now. Yeah, they're going to use the 3 of characters as their pair. Their hope is to complete a pure double sequence with the 2, 3, 4 of dots. That would be their best case scenario.
Yeah. Hopefully get that 2 dot. I'm guessing he'd more than likely throw the 1 and just sitting on the 4/7 with a Dora hidden.
Oh, it's unfortunate that the discard order that they put themselves in means that they can't use the East. But with the way that the hand is forming out, using the East and actually using it for a Yaku would have been very, very slow. Considering that Paddington also discarded 2 of the East, it makes it very unlikely. But what is likely is that Wii U's gonna slam the Ricci button, try to go for a really quick dealer Ricci. Even though the weight is only a 3 of bamboo, a dealer Ricci is very scary. It might scare off a lot of players from trying to complete their hands. And none of the players have a 3 of bamboo in their hand. The legendary Sanso, as a lot of communities like to refer it to.
That's a term I've never heard before, Sanso.
Oh yeah. Oh god. There's apparently a lot of lore behind the 3 of bamboo, and it's, I guess I don't even know like the full story. It's like, there it is. Let's see what they do with it. They're gonna hold on to it. Oh, but Paddington will not.
Oh,
there it is.
No.
I think the meme is that because the 3 of bamboo can be used in so many good hands, including a bunch of potential Yakumins, it's considered one of the most dangerous tiles to discard.
That makes a lot of sense. And for the scorekeepers at home, Vayu is holding a nearly 10,000 point lead over Sabri at the moment. 63 total points, 63-3 to 54 for Sabri. Reem is not far behind at 47, but he still has a long way to go. She's got to start trying to target down Vayu just so that he can bring it down that score again to have a shot.
Sabri has a very interesting hand. They have a bunch of wins that they can potentially call. But they need specifically the East if they're going to have like a legal Yaku. Addison made a very interesting call. They call it the 1, 2, 3 of characters. And because that's a terminal sequence, there's very fewer hands that they can use to complete it with. So they could get there, but they're a lot more constrained on what legal hands that they can form. So it'd be interesting to see how they're able to form it out. They did pick up a pair of green dragons that they could maybe call for a Yaku, but otherwise they're gonna have a hard time completing a legal hand. Especially under another dealer Ricci. Waiting on just the 3 of characters. The close wait for the 3 has worked once before. Let's see if it works again. We were just vibing. But yeah, back-to-back dealer Ricci's is just my thing.
It's always fun to reach you slam when you're dealer, just to impose fear into everyone else at the table.
Oh, and just like that, Sabri is also in Tenpai, but they do need exactly the East in order to progress. There hasn't been any discarded already, so there might be a decent chance for it to be drawn or potentially discarded.
Cream cheese, the 2, 3, 4.
Oh, that's a hard spot for them because they have a 7, 8, 9. They don't have a Tanyao set up, so they can't actually win this hand. They are in Tenpai though, so maybe this might be a bid to if the game goes to time. Oh, that's perfect for Sabri.
This could be a little bit of a swing. Well, no, it's just the wind.
Yep, just the win. But
it does get dealership off. I just realized what I said. Not in that way.
It does get them off the dealership for sure. And, you know, Sabri is the one that was closest to Wii U or trying to take this over. So if you're getting a direct hit off of them is exactly what you want. You kind of wish it was a little more, but for the hand that you had, that was like the best outcome.
That closes the gap between Sabri and Wii U down to 4,100.
Ooh, that's really close.
$60,700 total to 56,600, if my math is correct.
Boom.
Ooh, Reem calling the West. That's not their seat or the game. That's interesting. They're going to have to try to form out a crazy hand. It might be Toy Toy. I mean,
it has to be. That's the only thing I could see. Because you call the 7, you call the 9 if it drops. And then what do? Hold out for the Dora? Hold out for the Dora 6?
I mean, that's the kind of degeneracy that I do in my games, and I'm all for it. Single Tonki Dora.
That's what I was like. That's the level of degeneracy that I do. So it's just
yeah.
And I've taught other people to do too. So that's why I brought it out into the ether. But I quite literally, I saw when you said Reem called the West. I just saw that happen. I literally leaned back in my chair and crossed my arms, just sitting back, going, "What are you?" That moment of thinking, like, "What are you? What is going on inside your head?"
They're trying to make this dealership as big as Poggies as they possibly can.
North's not going to do you much favors.
I'm hoping to see some content here. Especially if they have the 4s already tripled up. There's a chance.
Yeah.
Oh, Wii U slamming the Ricci button, waiting on the 4 dots and 1 of bamboo. And everyone's like, oh god, not this again.
None of them are out, so it's going to have to be smart play from here on out.
Oh,
Oh. No.
This is the backfire.
Oh. That actually might be a smart play, though, because if Reem actually draws the 4, he can keep it. Well, no, because he can't go toy.
There is one out. If Reem sets himself up to con the 4 and then win off of after the con. Yeah, like right here. If they drop the 8. Yeah. Even though Reem is in Tempai, they don't have a Yaku. What they could do, if they get the 4, do a con, and then after the con, use that as their legal Yaku. That could be the out. That could be the play. And it's content. I want to see it.
ポン
Okay.
ロン
Oh.
No.
Oh, they're calling. Deals into the Ricci. Fortunately for them, it's just the Ricci.
But it does swing scores again.
Yeah, ever so
does.
slightly.
That does take value up to 62. 62 flat and takes Reem down to 45.7. So it's going to be 54. It's now Sabri's 5,400 behind. Got 3 dealerships left.
Yeah, Sabri needs to make this dealership happen. Try to get some really big wins in to try to help secure this try to get first place and secure it.
That would be just a wild way for this season to end. That it was a little bit of a do nothing hand, but the mutually assured destruction between Value and Reem kind of allows him to sneak in and take the win. Just showing that just playing solid Mahjong and hover around that 25,000 mark might be enough for you to seal a tournament victory.
So Far Eye, to answer your question, if you call Ricci after a con, that's a Yaku. Not quite. If you con and then the tile that you draw would get you a winning combination, you get a Yaku for winning after a con. So you don't hit the Ricci button, you just have the winning tile right there. Hopefully I explained it well.
I think you did. But what a lot of people don't know is after a con, when you draw off of a con, you're drawing from the dead wall. You're not drawing from the actual wall of 60, 70 tiles, 60. The main walls, because when you call a con, you're drawing from the dead wall, so that also opens up more opportunities.
Yeah, the dead wall is something that a lot of players don't know about because it's not shown on the Mahjong Soul or the Final Fantasy client. But in a standard game of Mahjong, there's 14 tiles that are not used in the game. And
I believe it's 14.
Yeah, it should be 14. And that's what's considered the dead wall. Those are the tiles that we are using for the Ricci or for the Dora indicators. And there's a couple of extra there for you to draw from when you con. Oh man, the moment passed because I was answering a question, but there was a bit earlier where everyone had a red dragon Dora in their hand. And it's that standoff of, I'm not going to discard this. I'm going to wait for someone else to discard it. It's dangerous. I mean, but Sabri slamming the Ricci button, waiting on the West Wind and the 2 of characters.
And do we have any 2s? Do we have any of those spoken for? One West is off. Excuse me. One West is off the table, and looks like no 2s are in hand. Yeah,
they have a very good sumo chance, and West is definitely a fantastic weight. I would discard West into this every time.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, we have a Ricci.
Now Vi's in Tenpai.
There it is. They're waiting on the 5 and 8 of characters. And yeah, as you mentioned, Wii U also in Tenpai. Still in Tenpai. There's the West.
Gets an Ora. up to 77. I think that's I think that's a lead exchange.
That is most certainly a lead exchange in this game and also in the final standings. And their dealer, they're going to be able to go again.
That is a tournament lead exchange. Sabri now in the lead by 3,300.
But it is Mahjong. Anything could happen.
3,300 is that is what 2 Han with a reasonable amount of fu is 3,900, I believe. I don't remember my scoring.
Okay, Reams discarding the East, getting that out super quick. Yeah, it's not their seat or win, so they just want to get rid of it. Oh, Sabri dropping the 5 of characters very early. Interesting. It looks like, oh yeah, that tracks. They already have the 3, 4, 5 sequence set up already. So that 5 was most likely just going to be extra in their hand. Just get rid of it now before it becomes too dangerous. Oh, Paddington doing the same play that I mentioned earlier, calling the 1, 2, 3 sequence immediately, but not having a Yaku secure in their hand. They're going to have to work towards either a half outside or try to figure out something with these honors that they have. Oh, also, for those in my chat, if you have any questions about what any of the terms are, you can do exclamation point Mahjong and then like a term afterwards, and then the Nightbot will tell you exactly what it is. I'm going to just give you all an example. And it's like an entire catalog of like terms that you can use. So if you ever, one of the barriers to entries to flow is undefined. True.
What? That was great. I love it.
Yeah. One of the hard things about getting into Mahjong is not only just like the rules of the game, but the terminology as well. So I try to give opportunities on tools available for people to better learn the terminology as often as I can. Ooh, okay. Pattinson call.
I was gonna say I'm not someone who knows the Japanese names of hands by anything else. I don't know my Suankos from my Sanankos.
Yeah, I still don't have them all quite down. I have most of the common ones like figured out, but that's just because I've been absorbed in it for so long that eventually you pick it all up. But if you ever have any questions about what a term is, just like the Final Fantasy community, the Mahjong community is very accepting, from what I've seen, accepting of explaining the terms, because it is definitely very confusing when you're just starting out. So never be afraid to ask questions. Ooh, Paddington actually getting lucky. They just caught the green dragon pair, and none of them have been played earlier. So there is a good chance that they can complete the hand by just calling the green dragons. And they're also setting themselves up for, oh, they have the one, two,
outside.
Yeah, they have the full outside, the Chanta.
Oh, Sabri. Think twice. There's the outside.
There it is. That was
39 though.
Yeah, that was a crazy sequence from Paddington. They went for a very ambitious early call and were able to get rewarded for it.
And Vayu has the lead back and by 900 points with that exchange.
That's another crazy thing about Mahjong is that you don't have to be the one to get the direct hit. Sometimes you can just let the game play out and it'll work out in your favor. All right. But even though we've been talking between Sabri and Wii for oh so long. Pattison was only 300 points below Sabri in the first game. So if they can go on a terrifying dealer streak with this, they might be able to be in the conversation for first place.
Absolutely. They make up 20,000 points. Say you take 10 off Sabri. Say you take a Mangon. Say if Pattison in this situation takes a Mangon off Vayu and takes a Mangon off Sabri, that puts them right at the top.
Yeah. Or even potentially like a dealer Hanemon if they sumo it.
Oh,
like a sumo Hanemon might be enough for it as well. And
that'd be 18.
They're locked and loaded with a couple of Dora. They might be able to hit it.
18 would put them at 50. That would put them just a hair under 58,000, but that would put them right into the conversation. They would only be a couple thousand points behind if they hit. If this is where speculation comes in, if Pattison hits that on Reem for a Hanemon for 18k because of dealership 1.5, that would put Pattison at 57,900, which would only be 4,100 points off of Vayu's first place.
So by that same logic, if they sumo the Hanemon themselves, it's going to take points from everyone and reduce the total that they need for it.
It'd be 6,000 across the board. A sumo Hanemon would put Pattison in the sumo Hanemon hand right now would put Pattison in the lead, flat out.
Ooh. Looks like Pattison's going to call their hand, try to go quick with it. And it looks like this is going to be a Tanyao force from Pattison. Just try to complete the hand as quick as they can, secure these Dora that they have, and keep the dealer streak going. Or at least start up a dealer streak.
I would, yeah. So now we have options. Now here's my question for you. If Pattison draws the 5 or 8 characters, what do you throw? Do you keep? Because the 5s are not out there. Oh, Vayu's now gone into Ricci.
Personally, I would probably try to wait on the 5 and 8, or the 5 of dots and 2 of characters, just because 2 of characters are slightly also more likely to come out. I like having the wider weight on it. But while all that's happening, Wii U is gonna slam a Ricci. They have a hidden con on it as well, and they're waiting on the north and the 1 of characters. Very scary, suspicious hands. And I'm looking at Sabri. Their hand is just nothing but red, but nothing but Dora. That's insane. Sabri waiting on the 1 of... Oh, but they don't have a Yaku. Sabri doesn't have a Yaku with this. Oh, no. And if they try to shift their hand to get one, they're going to deal in.
Because self-draw by itself is not a valid Yaku, isn't it?
If you are closed, but because they called that, they're open. So they don't have a Yaku, and yeah.
Oh no.
He's gonna. Oh, that's a Ron from there, and you dealt in the Dora. This is exactly what Pattison needs. Oh, you were talking about it before, just getting direct hits.
11-6 for Pattison. That brings him right back up. 27-8.
So even though we can't... Yeah, Reem, I feel that.
I'm with Reem. I love that emote from that character in Mahjong Soul. It's
The emotes in Mahjong Soul are actually S tier.
Yeah, I have my character that I have is I think it's Hideki.
Yeah.
The blonde who has the blue blazer.
Oh yeah.
And when I first got into the game, he was the one that I wanted to chase after. I don't have a preference really. But then not Ein, but the other dog friend, the dog-like character that came out, I was just like, can I have? Can I please have?
Oh yeah. I did not put any money into the game until I managed to get master, and then that's when I dropped like the big 50 plus bomb. And I was very lucky. Yeah, I was lucky because I got the character that I wanted off of it. And so I'm like, I'm set.
Who did you get?
I'm so bad with the names. It was on the display. It's the 30-year-old who's like in the Hakama, like the black hair or the brown hair.
Zahn.
Yeah, Zahn. I got him because he's like kind of like he's the closest self-insert OC don't steal like in the game.
Fair.
So I was like, all right, that works for me.
A couple of times when Mahjong Soul did the Akagi crossover, I was so tempted to buy into it.
Yeah, same. Ooh. Oh, Reem's hand is potentially so dangerous. He's got that pure double sequence with like 3 Doras on it.
Oh, this is... I've never had like the level of anxiety sweats that I have had right now watching this tournament match.
And you're
like,
not even playing. Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, I never felt this nervous when I was going for my first Yakuman ever. Like when I got my first Yakuman, I didn't feel this anxious.
Oh yeah. So even though like the point totals aren't accurately within the game, but like within the context of the finals aren't shown on screen, all the players for the most part, I mean, Reem needs to really hit here, but the rest of the players are in contention for first place. So it's like, even though Wii is in like last place in this game, because they got such a great first place in the first one, they're doing okay-ish. Only okay-ish though. But yeah, this could be anyone's game. This could be anyone's tournament. This could be anyone's league at this point.
Does he keep the 3? He does.
Yeah, it's gonna keep the 3. Might decide what to do with that 4 and 3 later. Oh, that's oof.
This
That's an
no.
interesting choice. Sabri's gonna gobble up that 3 of characters, and now they're in Tenpai? Yeah, they are waiting on just the 2 and 5 of bamboo. It's only a Tanyao, but I mean, get the game moving along. Try to like secure this first place.
And with Sabri being so close right now. Actually, Sabri's leading by 100 points. I did not see that Vayu lost a Ricci stick.
That is true. Oh man, I can't count the number of times where me throwing a Ricci stick was actually the deal breaker between like a placement. It happens way more often than I wish it did.
All these hands are riddled with minefields.
Paddington
They're just navigating so well.
Yeah, Paddington waiting on the 7 and 2 of characters. Only 1 of each. Oh, there's the 7, and it's... Oh, wait, wrong 7. The 7 is highlighted because Reem... it would complete Reem's hand, but Reem does not have a Yaku because he has a 1, 2, 3 of bamboo in hand. So he does not have a Tanyao available. Yeah, unfortunately, Reem, because he called the 4, 5, 6. Oh wow, under the river? Let's go.
Under the river.
Last tile. The very last tile that's given Wii U the win there. And Wii U's gonna be the last dealer here in this all last. And they got a pocket east as well. Wii U, you're not sorry.
I'm gonna do one last check of the points. Sabri at 33-4. Pattison at 26-8.
Far Eye Under the River is when if you get dealt or receive the last tile and it completes your hand, that's considered a Yaku. Like the very last tile that would be drawn for the hand before it goes to exhaustion.
In Final Fantasy 14, they just call that I believe they call it what, last tile claim?
I'm not sure what they call it.
I haven't under the river in Poffin. I'm still waiting for my Blessing of Heaven or Blessing of Earth, which is just pure luck.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Hote is what people tend to call it. Ooh, close con. Let's go. Content. Oh, you missed.
Rip. On for flow.
Okay, we got a Reem's in a potentially awkward spot where they have this red dragon pair in hand, but if they call it, it'll cheapen their hand by a lot, and I don't think it'd be enough for them to make a difference in their standings. And considering that this is all last, we may just have to they may just have to close it and just hope that they hit with a Ricci. Let's see if, yeah, they're aware of it. They're aware that they can't open their hand here. Ooh, there's something interesting that I don't know if we have the rules set up for this. So this isn't a thing in Final Fantasy Mahjong, but in many other Mahjong clients, if it goes to South 4 and the hand is done, but no one is above 30,000 points, the game will continue until someone wins and is above 30,000.
You're right.
I don't know if that rule is in play here, but it may be a thing if Sabri gets hit. I guess we'll find out if it does.
All the edge cases that we love to sitting around and thinking about. And let's also not forget, even if Vayu goes into 10 and we go to draw because they're not in first place, we will play South 4 again because they're not in first.
That is correct.
For this game in particular.
Yep, and so Vayu is in temp. They are in Tempai. They're waiting on the 8 of characters. And Sabri, as we can see, is in Tempai as well, waiting for the 8 of dots and the 4 of bamboo.
Boom.
Oh, you called.
Oh,
you moved the wall to give it to Sabri.
Is it enough? It's not enough, though.
Is it not? Is that not enough?
No, that's not enough for Sabri.
Oh, no. It might not be. We'll have to probably wait till final calculations, but that may not be enough.
If my numbers, if what I read was correct for scoring, it looks like Vayu's going to win with a total of 63-8 to Sabri's 59-9.
Looks like Reem did post the final scores within the chat. So let me get a sec and one sec, and here we are. I know it's a little small for everyone, but here is the final standings. First place is we have Wii U with 38,800 combined points. Second place, Sabrin with 34,900. Paddington with 26,200. And Reem here with 100? Is that right? That doesn't seem right. That 100 seems weird.
I wonder how he calculated those. Opening up another calculator because I'm just curious to see. Because 63, unless he's doing the how is he doing the compounded? I don't know. Okay, so how he's doing the calculations is he is removing 20. So the compounded scoring that he was showing is essentially take 25. They take the combined and subtract 25,000 total.
Oh, okay. You do have to do payback. They are doing payback for it. That's fair. Okay, so it is.
They are payback.
Yeah, they are paying back the 25,000 that they started with. There is just no UMA adjustments based on placements. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there you have it.
Ream score, Ream score would have been 25,100. So pay back the 25,000 and you get 100. But no, my numbers were right. But yeah, as you saw, Sabren was so close. I had it without taking the 25,000 away. But yeah, look how close it was at the very end.
Cool. There we go. And with that, we have Wii U as the winner. We're gonna see if we can get some move on to some interviews with the players, talk about the games that they just played. I am gonna move on over to Final Fantasy. Hey everyone, how's it going? There we go. We got the whole gang here. Wii U, did you want to do text or chat?
Oh, that's the deep row voice too. Yeesh, I felt it. I felt that in my brain.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
Ooh, loud. I'm not to turn you down, but
first of all, congratulations on winning the inaugural Final Fantasy Community Ladder League.
Yeah, that was a tense last game. I was like, no.
Yeah. Once we started going into, I think it was East 3, I started giving round by round updates, and every time there was a score change, and it was like nail-bitingly close.
Yeah, around E3 is when I decided to load up an Excel file, including mashed in numbers, just to keep track of overall scores.
Smart play. I love to see it.
I was asking Curly that same question. I wonder if anyone else is crunching numbers to see what do I need to maintain my lead.
Yeah, Sabrin, I noticed, was taking a very close lead, so I needed to focus on them. And so fortunately, South 3 came through with that Under the Sea.
That was goated.
Yeah,
the ESOL. I was like, yes. And then at that point, at South 4, I'm looking at the scores. I'm like, okay, I'm East. Even if I win, it's good, but it won't end the game. So I need someone else to win cheaply and not for me. And then once I saw the sumo from Sabrin, I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
And it was just a one on hand, and you were just like,
yes,
okay,
yes, I can deal with the $2,000. This is fine.
That is always a really awkward spot to be in, where you are in the first place and you just need the game to end, but you can't end it, otherwise it's gonna keep on going. So you have to have like the game stop, whatever other means.
My superstition is every time I'm East 4 as East, or sorry, like I'm the 4th East, it's just like, no, I hate it. I hate it so much.
Yeah, it is absolutely very stressful. But I think you navigated this entire sequence of games super well.
Thank you. It was a good first round. Second round was a bit of a dip. I was like, no, you know what? This is just going to fuel the comeback.
Finishing round 1 with 43. What was it? 43-6.
43-6. Yeah. Hilariously, I don't know if you saw it in that was 3, I think, of round 1. I opened with 10 of the 13 orphans, and I was like,
yes.
Yeah, we saw you going for it.
We're gonna go for this. And
yeah.
Then 2 Richis popped out. I'm like, nope, bail.
Yeah, I was mentioning in the chat, that was a very great spot to go for that Yakubit, because you are in first place. It costs you like almost nothing. And if it goes south, you have all of these potential safe tiles to get out of the hand. It's a great spot for it.
Oh no, yeah, it's the only reason I went for it. 10 to 13, you're 4 tiles away, which is not bad.
And you only had one pair too. That was your 9s.
That was the 9, so I was looking for the dragons and the Pinzu dots.
Yeah, we for a little spoiler, there's no way you're gonna get it. Both players had 2 of the players had a pair of 9 dots in their hands, and it looked like they were gonna use them. So we knew it was dead, but I 100,000% agree with the choice of going for it.
I mean, even if it was dead or not, like it's fairly safe at that point, provided no one gets a super early hand, like a sneaky hidden.
Yeah, absolutely
so
agree.
just throwing away as many tiles as I can quickly. But no, it was a very fun game overall, both matches.
Oh yeah. Are you going to be competing in the next season as well?
Absolutely, absolutely.
That's great to hear. Is there anything you would like to say to the audience, say to everyone who's watching who might be interested in just Mahjong or anything else, or any sort of shout outs that you want to give out?
For any newcomers out there, like, don't give up. Mahjong is definitely a game where the more you play, the more you learn into it, because you start remembering things such as like 40-10, where your hand is dead in the water, or looking at the shapes of your hand, thinking, okay, this is what I want to aim for, or this looks good, but an example would have been, I think Reem was on my right, at one point did a con of the six months, it was 6 characters.
Yes.
And I was holding on to a 5-7, and at that point, it's like, well, this is dead. Throw it away right away. Like, you have to keep an eye out for what's actually happening around you instead of just focusing on your own discards.
Oh yeah, that touches on such a good point for Mahjong. Is one of the reasons why I have started to go so deep into Mahjong, is that there's always so much more to learn, even after like playing the game fairly like consistently and going hard on it for like a few years now. There's still so much that I can learn. There's still a lot of like minor things I can pick up here, a lot of new concepts. The well of knowledge that you can get for this and how you can play and evolve your game is almost endless.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I've been playing Mahjong for about, oh god, when did I start? Early Final Fantasy 11 days, so it's been
Oh
about
wow.
yes, it's been about a decade and a half. I first started in, there was a website, something called arcturus.jp. Basically, it was just a Flash-based browser game that you would play against 3 computers. And it wasn't in English. So I'm looking at these tiles, trying to read like a rule guide along the way, and honestly, just playing over and over again eventually taught me how the Yaku work. Kinfu is, in my opinion, one of the trickiest ones to learn, and you absolutely should learn it.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. It's the most open for you, and it's like has the most flexibility, but it's such a weird concept.
Yeah, you have to have that pair ahead of time, and you have to have a 2-sided open weight for your last tile. But
And you can't be open with it either. It has to be fully closed. There's a lot.
You absolutely have to hold that urge to click on chi.
Yeah, it's a weird dichotomy of, I say it's very flexible, but then we just listed off like 4 different restrictions on it.
Oh no, absolutely. It's a flexible winning hand once you're in position for it. But getting to that position can be tricky, especially when you have all these kind of middle weights. Like you're holding to a 5-7, you need a 6, and you're just like, well, this is great, but it's not ideal.
Yeah, absolutely. All right.
Yeah.
Any final words you want to say before we let you go?
No, it was a great game. Thank you all for joining in, and we'll hope to see you in season 2.
Hopefully this time I'll be able to crawl into that top 4.
There was one thing I want to say to you, to Chul.
Yep.
I felt bad at the very last week because you had the bye.
Yeah.
And there was an unfortunate accident with the last game. I saw Alice Rinfell couldn't make it because of communication errors or something. And I think it was a Saturday night.
It was late Saturday, early Sunday morning.
Yeah, and
I think I was still awake at that time, or I had just gone to bed at that time. But no, what happens. I'm not upset about it in any way, shape, or form.
I am not throwing Reem under the bus here, not at all, because I talked to him about this, and I wanted to actually challenge you to just a 1v1 match, throw in 2 random people, and that way whoever won would take the 4th spot.
Oh.
Because I mean, I know buys suck. I've had 3 of them, and it just so happened that your buy happened on the very last week. And again, by all means, not Ream's fault or anything. He had to make the judgment call so late at night.
Yeah, I'm not upset about it.
But
What
yeah,
wonderful
would've-
sportsmanship that I just heard and witnessed right now. That's fantastic. I love the Mahjong community so much.
Yeah, there are some really good gems out there. Some people you love to play with. Others you're just like, my nemesis.
I definitely got a few out there.
Yeah, me too.
Mhm.
They're all Lalafels.
Yeah, my nemesis is Lalafell, who's actually in our league.
My nemesis is also a Lalafell. I am also a Lalafell.
Damn,
Hi, everybody.
Hey, Ream.
Hi there, Reem. Welcome to the interview channel. So, I guess we'll move on to talking with you next. So, how are you feeling about that game? That whole bit.
I was obviously things didn't turn out well for me in the end. That's okay. There was a point around East 2, East 3 in the second game where if the game had just ended right there, I would have been in first place. And then as it went on, that sort of went away.
Yeah, we
the
were
second
definitely
match.
we noticed that too. Where it's like, if we stop the count right now, you would be in first place, despite your first game.
Horrendous.
Yeah,
Your minor deficit, we'll call it.
I think at one point I was like 3,000 away or 3,800 or something like that.
Oh, when you sniped me early on in game 2, I was like, Ream, why were you waiting for that tile?
yeah.
Yeah, it was the red dragon. That's
Oh,
what
with
it
the
was.
Dama?
Yeah, I was like, this stupid discard.
Yeah,
Da-
I had a... Good.
No. Go ahead.
I was going to say I had a good Dama, and then the hand after that, I had a Suji trap, and no one fell for.
I think I was holding for 2 of the 7s in my hand, and once you killed Ricci, I'm like, no, I can't discard these. I have to change my hand.
I really I discard the 4 with the Ricci, and then everyone just dropped their 1s. No one dropped the 7 of characters. I just, man.
Yeah, we caught that Suji trap as well, and I need to practice my explanation of Suji traps because I had to go through the whole thing of like, okay, what is Furitin? All right, based on that, how are Suji traps actually working? But we caught that too. Unfortunately, no one dealt into it. Everyone was very disciplined about it.
Yeah. As far as explaining Suji and Suji traps is, generally speaking, most weights are going to be double-sided runs. Not always, but most of the time. People try to have, 2 weights instead of just 1. And so, generally speaking, if someone discards a 4, they probably don't need a 1 or a 7. It makes it, especially if they've discarded 2 of those, then you can be rest assured that they almost certainly don't need it, but you never know. And you can actually trap people that way.
Yeah, I've certainly been trapped by it many times before by very experienced players.
Most beginner players who don't know what Suji is, it won't work on them.
Yeah.
But it will work on their threat system, the threat indicators.
That is
Then
true.
You get into Urasuji, just below or above the Ricci call. That's a whole different beast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
As we mentioned before, there's so many different concepts to Mahjong. If you decide to get into this game, you have a near endless supply of knowledge to dig for and learn. It's almost a never-ending journey with Mahjong, which is why I love it.
I
Oh,
recently saw, because I just started getting to Match Soul, as some people here use it as a platform for the weekly matches, and just playing around with it, I noticed there was a format where 3 tiles that you draw from are face up, and you choose one. I thought, like, oh, that's a neat twist.
oh yeah, Mahjong. Mahjong Soul has a rotating, fun rule variant that they go through.
And then Asura, which is also fun.
I
And then Sanma on top of that.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
have
I'm
Sanma,
not-
which is 3-player.
I'm not too big on Sanma. I like the dynamic of a four-person game, but I can see the appeal of it.
Yeah.
So I just want to. So speaking of Sam, so basically, I want to touch on the that match that Alice was unavailable for.
Mhm.
They had scheduled the match for 10 p.m. Saturday night, right? That was like the only thing they could make work. My time, my local time, and the cutoff was midnight, right? I'll sometimes let people go on to Sunday if they can schedule it, or whatever. But so 10:50 rolls around, and I'm like, "Hey guys, how's the match going?" And they're like, "Oh, we never played it. They all forgot about it, right?" Alice never even got the message that there was going to be a match that night. The other three just spaced. Alice wasn't responding to pings, but everyone else was, and so I'm like, okay. And then basically at about an hour till, I'm like, okay, we have two options. We can go. You guys can play a 3-player game. Which none of them were really familiar with, so they decided not to do that. Or you can play against an AI, unless Alice shows up, right? Right as the game ended, Alice showed up. And that was what I was told. That's why and plus, it was like an hour till midnight local. I don't know what time zone Chul is. I didn't know. It didn't even cross my mind.
Mhm.
The whole thing was so last minute and so rushed. I was just trying, let's just get this match going by any means possible. And swapping him in just never even entered my mind, to be honest. I highly apologize for that.
It's completely fine. I didn't realize till after the fact. Given everything that happened, I probably was awake at that time because that would have been pushing. I think the match would have started at midnight my time. Because I see the friends room. I'm considered mountain time at the moment.
Right. Okay.
Okay. I'm in Arizona, so that's
Oh, you're like
time.
me.
Okay. You're in Arizona too?
No, I'm in Saskatchewan, but I don't care about daylight saving.
Oh yeah, we
Hey.
also don't care about daylight saving. So I'm effectively
nice.
EDT.
Hello, Canadian. Woo!
Yay!
I'm EST. But yes, up in Canada. But it was when I got your message. I think it was like 2 a.m. Yeah, 2 a.m. and I was in the middle of work and I saw Alice never showed up. And I was like, oh, that's why there was a 3-person result.
And so yeah, it was just
But
it was a thing, and I apologize for that. But
you know what?
it is.
This, despite any sort of like small thing that like happened with like the logistics of it, I do want to give you a huge shout out, round of applause for just organizing this whole thing in general. This is a massive undertaking that you're doing, trying to like get all the set up, coordinate the schedules, make sure all the scores are updated. So if you haven't already, if you're in the chat, if you're watching this or you're part of this league, give like Reem a shout out, give him a thank you, give him congratulations on it. This is like so much work, and we're hella thankful for putting this on just to give people more opportunities to play Mahjong.
This season, I mean, you guys. Sorry, I'm trying to find the words I'm looking for.
Take your time. You're
You
good.
guys took this thing and you ran with it, and you guys. I'm actually really surprised how many. I mean, we had I think 40 people this first season. Complete matches.
Yes.
There's 38 people on the ranking. 2 people left. One is Dairoku or whatever his name was, who
Yes.
basically abandoned his match and just left the server.
Currently, the roster is 58 people, including inactives.
And then the other person was Yoke, who was inactive for a while, who had done some matches, was inactive for a while, and then left the server out of the blue. And I'm like, okay. And then I just decided after a week or two that, having someone who's left the server be ahead of somebody else wasn't really kosher.
Yeah.
So I just took her off I saved her stuff in case she came back, but
Yeah, that is one thing I do like about this ladder system that you have set up, is that you don't need to do every week. You can play at your leisure and get as many games as you want. I think that's a very cool aspect of this.
Setting up matches ahead of time is also really neat for people to, okay, this is my Mahjong time, and for beginners, it's a great way to actually like get a feel for playing with other players that want to be there. There's a big difference from players who sign up, especially now with the Make It Rain event going on in game. You'll find people signing up because of the weekly bonus, but they don't know how to play and they have zero interest in playing.
Oh man,
yeah, I've made the mistake of trying to teach someone who was new, who didn't want to learn. Because apparently I don't know what I'm doing does not equate to I want to know what I need to be doing.
Yeah, they gotta be willing to and wanting to learn for them to be taught. Paddington is in the other chat if you want to bring him in, Reem.
Sorry.
No, he literally just joined in, so you're fine.
Yeah. Let's see.
Hello, Pattinson. Welcome.
Hello.
Mic check.
Yeah, if you are trying to speak, we cannot hear you, and your indicator is not turning on. Oh,
I heard something.
There we go.
Hello?
hello there.
We can hear you.
Now we can hear you.
Cool.
Welcome, Pattinson. Welcome to the interview section. But this interview section is more just we're now just hanging out, talk about Mahjong in the league. So we've talked a bunch. I'll give you some time to talk about what you thought about the games, like where your mindset's going, and just like anything you want to just talk about.
Yeah, it was really fun. The whole tournament was really fun. I got salty at one point and just started doing whatever with my hands a couple times, but it happens, it's all luck based, so some of the time, so
That's something I was mentioning is you also need to be aware of how much mental damage you're taking throughout a game and be mindful that you might get salty later on and try to alleviate that.
Yeah, I definitely can't like play with randoms too often because I take like way too much mental damage and I just have to like stop for the whole day.
Yeah, absolutely. So, will you be playing in the next season?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Awesome. It's great to hear. All right. Is there anything else you want to talk and bring up, or just like, shoot the crap with everyone?
Yeah, I'm just here to chill. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to add. I've been listening to y'all while I was eating food after the match, but yeah.
I was kind of weaving in food during the commentary as well, just like, all right, there's a perfect opportunity to get some food, to shove some food in.
Oh yeah, I got dinner like before this all set up, and I like scarfed it down.
Yeah, I woke up for this match and just quickly had some bread and was like, nope, I don't have time for a full meal. Gotta get to this match. Also, Pattinson, I'm sorry. I thought I was sniping you in round one. Turns out I was sniping Reem.
Yeah. Oh,
I don't know, when I saw the table, I somehow misread both your names, and I was like, Pattinson. Like, I remember playing Pattinson before. Maybe I should focus him.
But yeah,
But it was
you all brought us a hell of a lot of entertaining mahjong these 2 games. It was kind of crazy. I'm super excited. I got to witness that, got to commentate it. I'm glad you guys were all a part of it. That was just great mahjong.
Oh, it was a blast.
It was really great mahjong to watch.
Having 2 Hanchans back to back really makes it. You can make that comeback happen. Like even if you have a bad first round, second round can completely flip that over. So it's not over till it's over kind of thing.
Oh yeah, especially in the second game. Like Reem was making a hell of an argument to try to make up their 4th place, and then as the game went on, everyone was in contention for first place. It was really down to the wire.
Yeah, as the game was going on, I was like, okay, Patterson just called Ricci. Please snipe the other 2. Please snipe the other 2.
Yeah, absolutely.
All it takes is one good hand towards the end.
Yeah. Especially when you're East.
I didn't realize that there was a 25,000 buyback for the scoring, but I was at the very end. I was keeping like round by round updates. I was doing the math in an Excel spreadsheet and letting everyone stay apprised of who was winning, how close it is, and me and Carly were just sitting here at some points just going down the possible lists of how these scores could just flip on their head in one hand. It was great to just look at this and look at how tight it was, and that I think at one point, I think it was Pattison. I think was it Pattison that had it, that Curly, that it was a dealer Hanuman, that if it was a sumo Hanuman that it would propel Pattison into first place.
Oh yeah, like their last dealer, their South dealership on the second game, if they went on a good enough tear, they could have like potentially been in first place as well. Everyone in the second game had the opportunity to just like be in first place and like potentially hold on to it. So neck and neck the entire way through. That's the mahjong I love seeing.
Oh yeah, it's so much more entertaining. It's the nail biting going on. I mean, second round, I was sweating. I was like, I need to catch up. I need to get back.
There were moments where I was just sitting here watching the game unfold, and I was getting like those anxiety sweats, like my palms were starting to sweat, and I'm not even in the game, and I'm just sitting here just like, this is huge.
Yeah, when you're not even in the game and you're already sweating for like this, you can feel the stress vicariously through the players. Like that's how you know it's good.
Especially since both of you have like all the information. Like you see everyone's hands.
Yeah.
You see what they're building for.
Oh, that's the best part, because the very first hand was actually insane, because I think it was like one player had both a pair of East and a pair of like green dragons in hand, and then another player had a pair of East, and then a third player had a green dragons. So you guys were just locking each other out of your hands the entire time, and that was just out the gate.
Review the match. Let's see. How do I navigate this? Log.
Yeah, it should be just like within the log right there.
Yeah. Well, let's see this first hand. This.
Yeah, let me actually bring it up as well on the stream so people can see what we're talking about. Let's see. Or can I see what I just watched? No, I can't, unfortunately. So I don't have access to it, but you all do.
I could stream it through Discord.
Stream to Discord, or like someone send me the link to the match.
Okay, I might get that.
Either or.
Share, copy paste, and I will DM you with the link. Alternatively, I suppose I could just put them for anyone to see. Do we have a channel for this? Match replays. Here we go.
I may have to do some tricky things, because when I'm already logged in, it doesn't like me like making a new tab for it. So I have to like use the same tab. Please just work. Please just work. Okay, it just works. Thank God.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah, we're looking at it on stream right now. And let me actually, oh wait, yeah. So you have like the East and the Green Dragon, or Sabri has the East and the Green Dragons, just like immediately.
Right. I have the other green dragons by the end of it.
Yeah, you draw the Green Dragons right here. And then I think Reem, yeah, by the end of the first row, you have the Green Dragons, Reem has the East, and Sabri has the rest of them. And I'm just like, oh man, you guys are completely locking each other out of these hands unless you recognize that those tiles aren't coming and use it as the pair. And I could tell like Sabri was like feeling it. He was emoting a lot during this where he's like, oh man, it's like he's so close to it. He's so close. It's just not forming. What's going on?
I think I threw away Tempai at the end of that hand. I did. Or, no. I never made it, but I was close. That's what it was.
Looks like, yeah, you threw it away because you drew a Dora. And you didn't want to throw Dora, reasonably.
Yeah, Dora that late, especially since I don't think it was even thrown away at all.
No. Reem had the other
No.
two in hand, and they were waiting on it.
Yeah, that's right. That's why I didn't throw it.
So yeah,
because
good Spidey sense.
It seemed really risky because no one's thrown one yet.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I assume that people are going to be degenerate with Doras out the gate until they prove otherwise. So definitely a good read there.
One of my favorite hands of the entire series was Reem. I think it was in game 2. I think it was I'm not sure if it was your dealership, but it was just calling like 3 or 4 things off. It wasn't even like first row districts.
Oh yeah,
Yes, come on, say it.
Louis.
How do I say it? All right.
I normally don't have an issue saying it, but I'm just tongue tied at the moment.
All right. I'm a very audio person. I can't read. I'm literally illiterate. So how do I pronounce it?
So, lore-wise, because it is a Rugadan name, you replace all the W's with V's. It's supposed to turn Germanic in a sense. So, technically, pronunciation is something like Vulivain Wiesenwilfsen.
Vulivain.
Yeah. However, I've always used the name Waiuli.
Yeah, Waiuli is how I normally pronounce it. I was just stumbling over it.
But it's become a joke over the past years.
I'm sure I couldn't remember how I pronounced it previously, and so I just kept coming up with a new one each time. I was like, it's kind of it, right?
I had a friend who was watching the stream, and he goes, "I have so many ways to say your name now." I'm like, oh boy.
Yeah, I think the one that me and Curly settled on was Wii U.
Yeah, I've had that a lot. Hence, I think who was it? Someone posted the meme. I can see their Discord icon. I just can't think of their name. Discussion. Oh, Theodred. Yeah, just putting out the Wii U logo.
Yeah.
All right, that's pretty good, actually. I'm a fan.
Love it.
All right. And with that, I think we're gonna wrap up this interview and start heading out. Once again, thank you so much for everyone who participated in the league. Congratulations to VULin for
Why is okay.
Yeah, for Wii U for being our first season, first ladder Final Fantasy 14 Community Ladder Weekly Group Champion. Congratulations to all you for making top 4 and thank you for giving us such wonderful mahjong.
Always a pleasure, and until next season.
Yep, until next season. Good luck out there.
Hey Reem, when does next season start?
I will assign matches probably Saturday night.
Oh, we're gonna go right into it.
We're going right into it.
No
Season
break.
will last 4 months? Or
I think
6?
this lasts until December, I think, was the announcement.
What's that?
How long is the season?
I was gonna go. Thinking either 4 or 5 months for this one.
So we're just going to July. So yeah, right before December.
So yeah, I didn't want to do the last month being December because December.
Yeah, holidays and all
that's
that makes
good.
sense.
That's thinking with your noggin.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll probably either do 4 again, which is what the last season was, or we'll do 5, probably 5, and just see how it fits.
Ending by the end of November, take December off because everyone's going to be busy, and then start the new year with season 3.
Although the end of November is also not great for everyone. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, usually if for the American crowd, you have like the Thanksgiving holidays.
Oh, right, Thanksgiving.
Yeah, so maybe we'll end it in October around Halloween.
Me and Y are sitting over here, and it's like Thanksgiving. That's in October.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
Oh
Right,
yeah,
American.
so we're screwed either way.
Well, no, to be fair, Canadian Thanksgiving is like second week of October.
Oh, okay, so yeah.
And for us, it's just like it's no big deal because I know for Americans it's like Thanksgiving, then Black Friday, and for us,
You
like,
say
we-
that, sir. Thanksgiving is like the busiest thing I have in my bakery.
fair.
But yeah, no, our Canadian Thanksgiving is the second Monday of October, so it's super early.
So we'll shoot for 4 months, and this season we are going to make it so all the matches are, with the exception of the first week, because everyone will have the same rating the first week. All the matches will be based on your actual rating this season. So hopefully we'll get some more intense matches. Hopefully people will spread out a little bit more.
So to clarify, it'll be like the current top active 4, and then the next active 4, and so on and so on.
Yes,
but a bye gets sprinkled in somewhere, so it could be like top active 3 plus 5th.
Yeah. So basically, the buys will be determined randomly beforehand. Although if you had a buy in the last 2 weeks prior, you won't get one again, or if you're new, you won't get one on it again. With the exception of if you just start at the beginning, then I don't know. I'm not keeping track of who wasn't around.
Sounds
Yeah.
good.
All right, sounds good. All right. We will catch you all next time. Thank you so much once again.
Yeah,
Thank you for streaming it.
Yeah, thanks for the stream. And
Yeah, thanks for the stream. Thanks for commentating. You guys are wonderful. Just keep on doing what you're doing.
Oh yeah. All right.
We got
Y'all
you.
have a good one.
Have a good one.
Have a good night, everyone.
Take care.
All right. And that is going to wrap it up for us tonight. Thank you so much, everyone who came out. Again, congratulations to Viu Valen. I've already fucked it up. Viu for winning the first ladder. And thank you, everyone who came and watched the stream. God, we've been streaming for so long. I'm starting to get brain fried. All right, but thank you. One final shill before I go. Thank you, everyone who came by. Hope you all had a wonderful time. If you like me, if you like my content, want to see more of my content, you can hit the follow button to let you know when I go live, and it helps support the stream. Gives me a bigger number, makes me feel better about myself and the things that I do here. If you want to check out my stuff when I am not online, you can head over to my YouTube, going !YouTube, to check me out then. I'm also just curly_TTV on YouTube as well. You can find me there. And with that, that's gonna be it. So I think I am gonna try to raid someone. We did let's see if someone who was streaming Mahjong is on here. Since you all are Mahjong heads, we'll see if anyone else is available to accept you guys. Oh no, I don't think anyone's actually streaming Mahjong on my list. Oh, okay. Let's check out Mahjong Soul. Ooh, Blind Rob. We can send you over to Blind Rob. Oh, why do I not have them followed? I should definitely do that. All right, but thank you so much. Hope you all have a wonderful time. And I will catch you next time, whenever that is. All right, thank you so much. Bye-bye. Bye-bye now. We can give you a little wave. Bye-bye. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.